In today's exercise, we're going to work with the straight line again. And to start with, I want you to draw a straight line flowing out of the infinite and back into the infinite. So you're just basically doing a straight line like this. In fact, if you continue doing that, then you would just lose yourself. But what we want to do is we now want to counteract this process. We want to try and change direction, and in order to change direction, that really requires a will impulse. So to start with, I just want you to just bend your line a little bit. Now what we want to do next is we want to create more of a rounding, and then you want to create more and more of a rounding, turning back your line, ending up, actually turning back on itself, and eventually it's going to touch the line, and as it touches the line, it crosses over the line. And what you should experience is going from a straight line where you're essentially, you can lose yourself. You're going from the infinite, coming from the infinite, going to the infinite. Here, with the turning, with the rounding of the line and the turning back, you're suddenly becoming aware of yourself. So you can see the line as yourself. If you're walking along this line, you're being this line, and then you're suddenly touching yourself in a place. So like if you're touching your arm, your hand, or somewhere else, then you're becoming aware of yourself in that point, and that's essentially what's happening here. So as your line is crossing over, there's a kind of awakening of the I force of your consciousness. So it's a very simple exercise this week. What I want you to do though, here at the very end, is I want you to finally draw a line that crosses over and touches itself 3 times, so then it becomes a knot. So what you want to do is you want to do that. So here you have the line that rounds, crosses over and comes back, and it touches itself again the second time, and then the third time, and becomes a knot. And of course you can play with this so that you're creating a really nice knot. And I don't know if you can see this in the video, the last one I made there, but basically you want to play with this, creating a nice knot. What I want to show you just here at the end is how you can do this. You can play with this, do it in 3 strands. So in order to create the 3-strand knot, I would suggest that you use a light pencil, so a hard pencil which leaves a light mark. That's a 2H or something like that, and then you can go in afterwards and draw it up with your soft pencil which leaves a darker mark. So I have 2 graphites here, a light one and a darker one. So we'll start off with the light one. So here what you want to do is you want to create first a strand, and then you want to have a little pause. What you could do, I guess, is kind of come around really light, curve around, and then come back really light. So this is very light. So here what I could do is I want my strand to cross over first here, this part here. So my 3 strands that are going to come up this way are going to be the ones laying over. They're going over the strand that comes here. So I'm drawing my 3 strands, and then they're going to cross under here. So here I'm coming round, and I'm sort of just not touching the paper, coming round, and again here not touching the paper, coming round, And then I want to cross over here, and here I want to go under. So here, so I'm basically working with a crossing over and crossing under here. So here I'm not crossing the lines because I want it to look like I'm coming under. You can see a very light line here, and so I'm just sort of gently moving that round, and then I want it to cross over here, and then it comes under. So here I want to draw this up like so, and then I have my third strand, or my third line for the strand here, like so. And oh, and here they've not really met up, but we can adjust that. So here you've got a sort of pretzel, a knot, and you can kind of go over it, if you can see what you're doing, like so. So you're drawing it up with your heavy, either your soft pencil, so it, like maybe a 5B or a 6B, or you would draw it up with your, I think this is actually a 9B graphite. Obviously this doesn't have the flowing quality that we are otherwise working with when we're doing the foam drawing, but it can be quite good fun to do something like this once in a while. So here you can see the lawfulness of this is that when you have strands that cross over and under, they're always oscillating between crossing over, crossing under, crossing over, crossing under, crossing over, and crossing under at the end. So that's all you need to keep in mind when you're doing this kind of thing, crossing over and crossing under in a oscillation between the two, and then you should be good. Have fun. I'll be back next week with a new foam drawing exercise for you.